We hear this idea all the time. Women are the glue of any relationship. They are the ones who hold things together, who maintain the connection, who keep everything from falling apart. It sounds right. You see it in conversation, in all the modern advice across the whole mainstream, in how relationships are described. If something feels off, she's the one bringing it up. If there's a distance, she's the one to notice it first. So naturally, it starts to feel like she's the one holding it all together. But what exactly do we mean when we say someone is the glue? Welcome to Look Again, the channel where we do not tell you what is true, but where we question what you accept and assume to be true. To be fair, there is a reason why this idea is so common. Across many relationships, women do take the lead in emotional conversations. They bring up issues, they track how things are going on, they notice changes, and men, well, we often seem more relaxed about it. We are not so much focused on the emotional state of the relationship. So over time, a pattern forms. One person or one side engages more and the other one seems more passive. And it becomes easy to interpret that as one is maintaining the connection and the other simply benefits from it. But let's slow down for a moment. When we say someone is holding a relationship together, what are we actually pointing to? Is it the person who talks about the relationship more? Or is it the one who keeps it stable over time? Think about the next time you see or maybe even experience tension in your relationship. Not the idea of it, but the actual moment. A disagreement begins. One person raises a concern, pushes for conversation, wants clarity, wants resolution. The other pulls back, goes quiet, avoids escalation. From the outside, it often looks like the one is trying to fix the relationship, while the other is withdrawing from it, as if not being vested. But if you really watch closely, what actually happens next? Does the situation become calmer or more intense by one side avoiding that confrontation? And there's another pattern that shows up in many relationships. One side pushes, the other withdraws. The more one pushes, the more the other side steps back. And the more the other side steps back, the more the first one intensifies. So now the question changes. Who is creating tension and who is trying to contain it? Or is that even the right way to look at it? Because something here doesn't fully fit. If being the glue means holding things together, what do we make of situation where the very act of engaging seems to increase tension and conflict? And if stepping back looks like disconnection, but also diffuses tension by avoiding a needless confrontation that could escalate to extreme heights, which part is actually keeping the things together? So maybe what we call maintaining a relationship isn't just about engaging with it more. Maybe it also includes something less obvious, like something that prevents things from breaking down in the first place. There are naturally many layers to this, and we could really explore many of them, but we will just focus on three. We touched on them a bit throughout the preceding text, but this is where we go into more detail. So the layer number one is initiating versus sustaining. You see, in many cases, women are more likely to initiate difficult conversations, which is obviously a good thing, to bring up problems to the surface, to address what feels off. And while that can look like maintaining a relationship, there's something else Because in long-term relationships, women are also the ones that are more likely to end that relationships if they feel unsatisfied. In marriages, research has shown that over 70% are initiated, or breakups are initiated by, or divorces in that matter, by women. In more educated, let's say, societies, even higher. And in classic relationships, this number is probably even higher. So now we have two different things existing at the same time. More initiation, as in more glue, however, at the same time, more exits. So what does holding things together mean in this context? The layer number 2 is conflict patterns. When we look at how a conflict unfolds again, one person raises an issue, the other one pulls away, and this pattern is very common. It even has a name in research. They call it the demand withdraw dynamic. But instead of labeling it, we just need to observe it. If one side consistently brings intensity and the other one consistently needs to reduce it or reduces it, which one is the glue? Which one feels like preserving that connection? And which one actually stabilizes the situation? Or do those two not always align? And there's another subtle shift, because sometimes the absence of a visible reaction is, by the one side, is interpreted as the cause of the problem by the other, as if calmness itself creates disconnection. So the response becomes increasing intensity to restore that connection. But what happens when that pattern keeps repeating itself? When one side is creating tension, the other one is trying to diffuse the tension, which is seen by the initial side as the cause to create more tension. And this brings us to the layer number 3, which is leaving versus holding. Because there is something else that sits quietly in the background across many relationships. Like we said before, women are more likely to initiate divorce, especially in long-term commitments. Now, that can be interpreted in many ways as independence, as dissatisfaction, as unwillingness to tolerate certain conditions. But if someone is more likely to leave when something isn't working, are they really the one holding it together? Or are they only the one deciding when it no longer should be? It has to be said that modern women are actually incentivized to break up relationships, families, especially if kids are present. But even without them, because the legal systems, in the West at least, always side with them no matter what. But this is another topic that warrants a separate video. For now, it just needs to be said that this is not organic, or it doesn't seem that way at least. Now, if we zoom out slightly, a pattern begins to form. What we call or label as caring often feels like, or looks like at least, action, engaging, talking, pushing, conflict, tension. But what we label as distance looks like stillness, silence, restraint, non-action, peace, calmness. And over time we start associating visibility with contribution or added value. But is that really so? If most visible behaviors are assumed to be the ones holding things together, what happens to the less visible ones? If increasing intensity feels like connection, does calm ever gets mistaken for disinterest? And if one approach keeps being reinforced while the other one is questioned, what kind of dynamic develops in the relationship over time? So when we say that one person is the glue of a relationship, what exactly are we seeing? Is it the one who engages more, or the one who prevents things from escalating? Is it the one who expresses the need for connection, or the one who maintains stability when things get strained? And if something as familiar as this kind of connection can look so different depending on how we view it, what else might we be misunderstanding just because it appears a certain way on the surface?